From the Universal Tarot, 16. The Tower. A tower built upon a rocky peak is suddenly struck by lightning. The dark night is lit up by the fire that rages through the blasted tower. A king and queen fall from their stronghold. The tower symbolizes the lofty pride that worldly achievements can instill, which can give a false sense of security. The lightning represents unexpected and uncontrollable change that comes when you least expect it. The comfort and complacency of the royal couple has been shattered. Whatever their fate from this point on, they are irrevocably changed by this experience. As with so many of the major arcana cards, the Tower offers a challenge. How will we deal with the inevitable? What choices will we make now? Another interpretation of the lightning is divine intervention or cosmic awakening. Seen as such, it is a gift. Those who are blasted from the tower are worthy of transformation. Universal message. If you won't change on your own, the universe will blast you into your next phase of evolution. See it for what it is and welcome it. From the Initiatory Tarot of the Golden Dawn. The Tower, the 16th key, the 27th path. The magical title of this card is the Lord of the Hosts of the Mighty. The path of the Tower is the first reciprocal path encountered by the initiate aspiring upwards on the tree. It equilibrates between Hod, intellect, and Netzach, emotions. Thus it straddles all three pillars on the tree. It is the victory over splendor, Venus acting through Mars upon Mercury, avenging force. This is one of the most difficult paths to undertake on the tree, because it involves sudden and complete destruction of old realities. To one undertaking this path, it can be quite an ordeal. Yet the total destruction of the tower is followed by a rebuilding and restructuring which reveals a portion of the higher self and balances the dualities inherent in all humans, the conflict between mind, Hod, and emotions, Netzach. The balancing of intellect and desire is the crucial task that the student must complete on the 27th path. The tower symbolizes the beliefs which each person has built up through life since childhood, those beliefs that were programmed into the child by parents, teachers, institutions, and peers. The tower is built in this fashion, one brick, one belief at a time, and is fortified in adulthood like a tower under siege. The tower is protected by the ego from attack by other belief systems which disagree with it. Thus it becomes a closed armory, firmly shut against the free flow of expression from the outside as well as from the inside. The tower is struck by the lightning flash, which represents sudden illumination or realization. Thus the old realities are changed forever, destroyed by all intents and purposes. The lightning bolt is Mars, for it is the force of Gabora in action, blasting away outmoded beliefs. The process of inner growth is not always pleasant, and must be painful at times. The crown at the top of the tower is Kether, the head of the old belief system which is sheared off. The crown itself can also be seen as a phallic symbol alluding to the sexual energy of Netzach, which is encountered on this path. The Dukes of Edom who fall from the tower are the lords of chaos, imperfect forms which are sent back into the nothingness from whence they came. The tower itself is of Eastern design because it alludes to the story of the Tower of Babel, the limitations of language and the confusions which arise from it. Interpretation in a tarot reading. Ambition, fighting, war, courage. Compare with the Emperor. In certain combinations, destruction, danger, fall, ruin. From the Science Tarot. Atom Bomb. 16. The Tower. At the Trinity Nuclear Test Site in New Mexico, the first atomic bomb was dropped from a high tower. exploding with a force never before unleashed by mankind. When another atom bomb was detonated over Hiroshima a month later with a nuclear flash brighter than many midday suns, the shadows of 10,000 dead were burned visibly into the pavement in a split second. Many scientists who had contributed to the project, horrified and disillusioned by the outcome of events, pursued new disciplines and new philosophies as humanity crossed into the atomic age. To some, this devastation brought clear, humbling insight and a costly new wisdom. The Tower card represents the destruction of a monument to ego, illusion, and false confidence. Its collapse brings an end to the ambitions and expectations raised so high upon it. Only the shadows remain. From the Tarot of Shadows, Arcana 16, Embodiment of Evil. People have been arguing about good and evil since the beginning of time. In the realm of ethics, good is associated with such high moral values as freedom, justice, love, and happiness. Similarly to evil, it is an ethical characteristic of human behavior and a primary determinant of human interrelationships. Therefore, everything aimed at creating, preserving, and strengthening spiritual harmony is considered good. Evil is an obvious opposition, striving to demolish everything intended by good. Good promotes the strengthening of human relationships and personal development, that is, the development of humankind. Thus, any actions that oppose these ideas promote evil, which by nature has always been opposing good. Evil encompasses such sinister qualities as envy, arrogance, and vindictiveness. Envy distorts one's personality and affects human relationships. The envious finds pleasure in other people's failures. Envy motivates a person to commit immoral acts. It is not accidental that envy is considered one of the deepest sins in Christianity. Arrogance, regardless of whatever achievements is based upon, is considered a manifestation of evil. It is defined by disrespectful, disdainful, and haughty attitude towards others. Vindictiveness is also an acute evil manifestation, with vendetta being one of its oldest and most popular embodiments. Evil manifests itself at the following three levels. Space level. Evil is the chaos-threatening world order. Social level. Evil in the guise of public institutions and groups, aiming at destroying unity. Human level. Evil is the disharmony between bodily and spiritual qualities. The evil incarnate acknowledges an essential truth, that evil does not enter the soul from without, but arises from within. Most of known religions, beginning with the ancient Aryan doctrine, claim that every human action affects the world. Sometimes it affects unpredictably, subtly, and indirectly. We are not able to predict and identify all the consequences of our actions. Nevertheless, with every action we take, we change the destiny of the world. The most devastating effect is that we change the ratio between good and evil in the world. We can see the incarnation of evil in fascists led by Hitler, Stalin, and those who practiced his cult, terrorists of all type, killers, maniacs, rapists, Satanists, and others of this sort. Card meaning: instability, cruelty, rudeness, aggression, humiliation, tyranny, injustice, brawler and aggressor, inflictor of injury, disruption, a crisis point. From the Osho Zen Tarot. (16) Thunderbolt. The card shows a tower being burned, destroyed, blown apart. A man and a woman are leaping from it, not because they want to, but because they have no choice. In the background is a transparent, meditating figure representing the witnessing consciousness. You might be feeling pretty shaky right now, as if the earth is rocking beneath your feet. Your sense of security is being challenged, and the natural tendency is to try to hold on to whatever you can. But this inner earthquake is both necessary and tremendously important. If you allow it, you will emerge from the wreckage stronger and more available for new experiences. After the fire, the earth is replenished. After the storm, the air is cleared. Try to watch the destruction with detachment, almost as if it were happening to somebody else. Say yes to the process by meeting it halfway. Thunderbolt. What meditation does slowly, a good shout of the master, unexpectedly, in the situation where the disciple was asking some question, and the master jumps and shouts, or hits him, or throws him out of the door, or jumps over him. These methods were never known. It was purely the very creative genius of Mat-Su, and he made many people enlightened. Sometimes it looks so hilarious. He threw a man from the window, from a 2-story house, and the man had come to ask on what to meditate. And Mat-Su not only threw him, he jumped after him, fell on him, sat on his chest, and he said, "Got it?" And the poor fellow said, "Yes, because if you say no, he may beat you or do something else. It is enough." His body is fractured, and Mat-Su, sitting on his chest, says, "Got it." And in fact he got it, because it was so sudden, out of the blue, he could never have conceived it.